City officials will be discussing how to make Toronto's sidewalks more accessible today, as several construction projects continue to pose a challenge. Faiza Amin is tracking developments at City Hall. Faiza, what is the goal there today?
Well, Melissa, the goal is to improve how people are getting around and make it safer here in our city. As one city councillor put it during that committee meeting, Toronto right now is a construction capital of North America, and that comes with a number of challenges for how people in our city are getting around, particularly pedestrians who are facing accessibility barriers. So the city says it wants to set clear expectations at these construction sites when it comes to design guidelines, ensuring that routes are safe and that there's clear signage. Recommendations have been going forward to the Infrastructure and Environment Committee today from the city's Accessibility Advisory Committee, and that's been moved. The city putting forward new and updated policies and standards along with the expectations I mentioned. Also, when it comes to evaluating contractors who are carrying out city projects, for one, as we talked about, having that clear signage and notification at construction sites that details the projects underway and what accommodations are in place for pedestrians with clearly marked routes, and making sure that those routes are not only accessible but safe for the people using them. I spoke with Anthony, who is with the Ontario Disability Coalition. He also uses a wheelchair. Take a listen to what he said.
So if I'm approaching a construction work zone that I'm not aware of, then I need to see an alternative to bypass that is safe for me. For me, were the curb cuts. The ability for that curb to be flush to the road and vice versa. The ability to get upon the sidewalk from the road without assistance was challenging for me. I'm lucky I had somebody with me at all times, but just the curb cuts themselves have several dips that are not level to transitioning from road to sidewalk surface.
So Anthony, right there talking about the fact that pedestrians need as much heads up as possible, but the projects underway and what accommodations are there, and then when you factor in winter too, snow, slush, that can make it more difficult for people to get around. So the city says there will be an education component, and they're doing this with both internal and external stakeholders. That includes utility companies as well as developers and city contractors. They say they're also going to be meeting with construction associations to lay out their requirements when it comes to accessibility. One deputy also pointing out that a timeline is necessary. They'd like to see that in place of having this education rolled out, giving time for people to get used to this new standard, but also what happens after that when people are not following the rules, Melissa. So that's a conversation that's going to be continuing here at City Hall.
Sure, and you could definitely see how winter weather would make a challenging situation even worse. Faiza Amin there with how the city is working on a plan to make Toronto sidewalks more accessible. Thanks for that, Faiza.
Thanks.